Once again, Apex, best to ever do it, will do it, can do it, because I will do it more than anybody else has ever done it. Let's talk to it. Talk to her. So, the girl known around the nation as Talk Tuah Girl, aka Haley Welch, has created a podcast known as Talk Tuah. And this is interesting. This is interesting because, once again, I got to break things down on a biological, sociological, psychological level for you people who are watching, because that's why you like my channel. I give you interesting insights to help you think about shit that you never would otherwise thought about. Because I ask questions. See, that one of the things you're going to learn in life, if you ask questions, you will find answers. And when you find answers, that will lead to more questions. And when you get more questions, you get more answers. And thus the cycle of like knowledge continues and wisdom. So I ask myself, I sit there and I ponder and I ask myself, I say, self, if all these celebrities are asking for Talk Tuah Girl, aka Haley Welch, to come on her podcast, what does that mean? Well, to me, that means if the celebrities want to bring this girl onto their podcast, and it's multiple celebrities across the board from all different ranges of people, from singers, entertainers, to comedians, to podcasters, to so forth and so forth, what that tells me is Haley Welch, aka Talk Tuah Girl, is a bigger celebrity than all these other celebrities because they're looking to grab her. She is the one. Thus, if she's the one, why is she penny pinching and taking this little stupid bit of money to go on these girl podcasts where she can make her own thing? That's why I said genius girl, smart girl. That's a very clever young 22-year-old. Very clever. And you know what's interesting with the Talk Tuah thing? She can essentially make a living letting other people talk to her, because essentially she can bring on regular folks. Like, there's so many different directions that she could take this podcast with, because she is not famous for a movie. Everybody's looking to see what is her next move. And currently, as of now, she's just simply famous for being the girl that said Talk Tuah. That's it. Now, what makes it deeper on the psychological, why we like to watch her, why we're entertained or even entwined by her, is because when you get your 15 minutes of fame, most people are curious as to what do you do to parlay it into make it a long-lasting, like, building block of life. And that's what's interesting. See, if I was Talk Tuah, what I would do is I would just bring on random folks. Like, I would just bring on random human beings that are interesting people, whoever want to come. Like, anybody who wants to come talk to me, that's who I'll take on my show. Because what we're starting to begin to understand now about celebrities is that celebrities are kind of losers. The pandemic gave me a chance to really sit back and look at life and observe and see who's important in this grand scheme of life. And what we began to understand is a lot of these celebrities are not important. A lot of these celebrities are craving attention. They're just like me and you, but they just more people know who they are because they existed in some film back in time. But as far as their biological existence, as far as what they do to life, they don't bring shit to life. They don't bring any value to life. They don't. A lot of them are riding off the flames of their past deeds of old movies. Like Brad Pitt is the last of the Hollywood stars. There will be no more Hollywood stars. There will be no more guys that we all recognize like, oh my God, that's him from that thing. That shit is done. We only have the 15 minutes of fame, Talk Tuah Girl, are streamers. And eventually those motherfuckers are going to flame out. So now what we're going to start having is, like, I was called like Haley comment entertainers. People that come in, they flash, hit the ozone layer, burn off, done. We're going to have a bunch of mini one and done, because the attention span of most people is not great enough where these entertainers can actually like hold water for longer than like a 2 or 3 year run. That's all you get. Like Zerka, I don't know if anybody remembers, Zerka used to be the hottest shit on the street. Same thing with Andrew Tate. Tate used to be the hottest shit on the street. Kai Sian. All these guys used to be the hottest shit on the street. Now they are slowly fading into obscurity because people are starting to look at the reality of their life and they're saying, what the fuck, dude, I'm fucked up out here. And most of you guys really need to listen to Charles Dwight. See, Charles Dwight was one of the few guys who took the internet popularity and took it into offline money. He has a residency with Las Vegas. And he gets paid to come on people's podcasts and YouTube channels to come talk. Most of these streamers are not getting paid to come on and come talk. Most people, they're not. They're just not, because they have nothing of value to offer outside of their channel. So they have to stay. Like, if any of the channels get nuked, like say if iSpeed's channel gets banned and he has to go figure it out what he's gonna do, he has no other there's nothing he can do. He has no moves. There's no chess moves left. So he has to do these things. And it goes to a further lesson about humanity. A lot of people, they hit glory one time in one thing. And when they hit glory one time in one thing, they never see how they can pivot to the next thing. Like, I'm always looking at a pivot. I'm always looking at a pivot play. Always. I'm always seeing, how can this move get me to my next move and to the next move? How can this move get me to the next move and to the next move and to the next move? And I'm looking 3, 4, 5 steps ahead in the grand scheme of the game. How do I keep getting into a more advanced situation where I can get higher level positions, where what I have to say resonates amongst more people? That's my game. I don't want to be the guy that, like, oh, you struck the gold once and that was it. And I always remember as the guy who struck gold. Evolution. Fucking Lucian. The more you evolve as a person, the better your outcomes are going to be in life. So many people are stuck in the mud and they refuse to just get out the fucking mud so they can run on sand. So they keep rushing and doing as hard as they can within this mud instead of just getting out, like trying to get themselves out of the mud and getting into the sand or getting into like concrete where they can run and be free. I want freedom. Fuck all that. I want freedom. And that's what I'm saying with Haley Welch, which is interesting, is she's no longer just like, I'm going to figure out how to build my own platform. And whatever it evolves into, it evolves. And that's why she's going to start lapping a lot of celebrities. She's going to start lapping them. Because she took the Talk Tuah moment and she evolved it into something else. And they try to keep her as like a couple of people are like, you should talk about sex. You should. All these different guys and women are trying to bring her on as the Talk Tuah girl. She says, you know what? Let me go build my own little thing. Why I have some fire, why I have some momentum now. Let me see what I can do with my own thing. You know what? I think she's going to blow up because, once again, she's an earnest and hardworking girl. She was working in a spraying factory in the middle of fucking Tennessee somewhere. That little, and once again, she's a decent looking girl. She ain't ugly. She's not ugly. She has a humbleness to her where she was working in a spraying factory and she's like, man, my life changed because I spent on that thing, and now everybody loves me. And all these celebrities are trying to like keep her down to some degree. Like, you should talk about sex. Man, girl, talk about whatever you want to talk about. I don't know why she brought Whitney Cummings on. I would have went with like a more shocking guest, but that tells you that's a little bit of power, because Whitney Cummings has a little bit of power in the female comedy scene. Now Whitney Cummings is kind of, she's cooked. She's not much of a, I mean, she's a star, relatively speaking, but for her to even go on the podcast, that's a statement. That means that girl has some draw. She has a little bit of power, a little bit of flex. She has more flex than she knows that she has, which makes her dangerous. Makes her very dangerous. Now, you know what? I might watch. Fuck it. I ain't got nothing else to do. I'm wasting time anyway. But I'm just saying, y'all, take an example for Talk Tuah girl. Everybody can get 15 minutes of fame. It's not difficult. Everybody can get 15 minutes of fame. Now, the real question is, what do you got to do after you pop that 15 minutes? What's your next play after that? That's the true question of life. Appreciate you listening. Apex Sapien, we be out.